Hello, JKDJournals family. So I am sitting here with the captain of VFCollective, a real estate group dedicated to helping families find views one home at a time. He has already helped so many people in Texas find these amazing views through his real estate expertise and guidance. As rewarding as it can be, I'm sure this journey of helping others find their home can have its hardships, just like any other industry. What has been one of the most challenging parts of your journey so far?
I think right now, so far, like especially just through these past couple of years, I think the hardest thing has been finding somebody I can grow, not only my clients with, but my team and just the business and everything. I think that's the biggest challenge, at least leap that I'm having right now. And in terms of really anything I really want to put my hands in, I think that's been the biggest thing, just because I know when it comes to this business, I don't actually want to do this alone. Like, I don't want to have just me just be by myself and I'm like running everything just alone. I've always kind of thought of teaming up with people. I think the more partnerships you have just in any type of business, the more successful it will be. So that's been like definitely the toughest challenge, at least of recently, is really finding those people, those like-minded people, to be able to grow something bigger than just what we can do individually ourselves.
Nice. I love that. I think it's so important to collaborate with like-minded people and build something that can last longer than you eventually. So with that, I would like to know, how are you currently overcoming that challenge? What are some things that you're doing to overcome it?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing I'm doing right now is I'm being a little bit more open to collaborating, like teaming with people and seeing other people's mindsets when it comes to the way they want to run their stuff. Because I think the way I've built my brand right now, it is very, very much like me.
Yeah.
And, being open just to other people's ideas if they do want to come on and partner and do partnerships or team up, things along those lines. So really having a little bit more of an open ear, because I think as I was trying to partner up with other people, not just with my business, but with, me doing flips and houses and all that other stuff, my brand is so strong. I feel like at this point that I always felt like it was kind of like it was giving like a my way or the highway type of vibe. But now, yeah, I'm a little bit more open to like collaborating. Like, all right, what do you think we should do, or how, instead of me kind of being like, hey, this is how I got things set up.
Yeah.
This is how we're gonna do things. Like, so yeah, just a little bit more open to collaborating with people, at least now.
Yeah. I think that's really awesome. I would ask you what it taught you, but I already hear that it's teaching you to be more open-minded.
Correct.
So going off of being more open-minded, have you seen a success from being more open to other people's ideas?
Have I seen a success from being open to other people's ideas? Yes. So like, although I'm like currently I'm like the team lead of VFCollective and I have like agents under me, I take their ideas on how we feel like we should run as a team. So it's not just me that's like, okay, whatever Kevin says goes or whatever. In our team meetings, I kind of open it up to everyone. So I said, the biggest thing about this team that we're doing is, I'm trying to create like a family. I'm trying to create, this family, we can all talk. And if there's other ideas that you feel like, hey, we should maybe do this. So I got some guys that are a little bit more open-minded. They're like, hey, maybe we should, try to lead gen like this, or have we thought about doing this? It's like, it's not just at this point, which I like love, is that it's not just me anymore. It's like I take ideas even from people who haven't been as experienced as I am or have the same type of things that I'm doing. So that's what it's kind of gotten to, at least at this point.
Nice. Okay. So with working with other realtors, I would like to hear your mindset on this. Should a realtor own a home in order to effectively sell real estate?
The direct answer to that is no. But I will say, personally for me, I think that just it almost kind of goes against everything that I stand for, because I'm like a very much like a like I've done it before, so I'm showing you kind of how to do it.
Yeah.
And that's really like partly how I've kind of built my brand and how I've built, like, I think how I've been able to build trust just within my clients is that, hey, like, I'm not just telling you that you need to do this. Like I could show you. I got I got the receipts that like, hey, you can build this similar to how I built it. So it almost kind of goes against everything I kind of stand for. And you could even get in more into detail, because I run into clients that don't know anything about homestead exemption after they close. They don't know anything about protesting their property taxes. And all that stuff is like, I already have known all that stuff because I've been doing it, because I've owned a home for so long. So it's like, it's just little stuff like that like, yeah, the game could be talk to somebody, but I feel like clients in their best interest, I feel like they would like someone who's not only been taught the game, but they're like living it as well.
Okay, I understand that. So with all these different mindsets and like hierarchies and experience, would you say there is competition or beef in the real estate world?
Oh yeah, there's, and I mean, I feel like like, it depends on the area, but yeah, I think personally in my world, there's a lot of beef. I mean, there's a lot of love, there's a lot of competition, there's a lot of love too, but yeah, there's like a good amount of beef. I think everyone wants to get their license because I think social media has played a big role or a big factor in it, that I think it makes
TV
the real
shows.
estate agent. Yeah, like look, you're selling sunset stuff and all that other stuff. It just makes it look like this job and this role is for everybody.
Yeah.
And I definitely do not think it is. And I think a lot of people, they'll get their license and that's the primary thing that they're focused on. It's not even really like learning the game or learning the quote unquote like boring stuff that you need to know as an agent. They're really just focused on kind of like the media portion of it, which is an important portion. I see a lot of people do it, but yeah, I think that's kind of where the beef starts, because I think smaller situations have happened. Like I've gotten hit up by like other people, and like this is like just like the beef part of it. Like I've gotten hit up by other people, like, oh, hey, you didn't see this other agent? He's trying to be like you, or he's trying to do this like you. And I'm just like, yeah, like it's weird like that. But I mean, yeah, I think it's just competition, like from that aspect, from like the media aspect, and then just, I think just from clients and stuff too. Like if you're, and I actually want to shout this out because I've actually this is like the opposite of beef. This is like love. I've never seen this much love in the game before. But there was an agent that lost out on a home. Like they had a home listed. And his name's AJ Randall, so I could like shout him out. So like, what's up, bro? He had a home that he had listed, and his clients decided to go with me, and they actually asked him about me as the agent, and he actually put in a good word for me, and that's like never happened. Like most times you hear, I've like, and this is when like I guess the beef comes in, because I've heard stories like I've had clients come to me and be like, well, yeah, my friend is a realtor and they told me like not to go with you, like, because they want the business, so they said no, like don't go, like stuff like that. And yeah, with him it was like almost the complete opposite. And then he messaged me and he said, hey, like congrats on the listing, man. Like I get it, so I couldn't do it, but I know that you can do it, like you've been doing. So like that type of love, I never got that really from an agent before. So it was like, I was like, nah, it was much needed. So like I appreciate him for that. But yeah, I mean, there's love like that. But like I said, I've had like many stories of just hearing how people shouldn't, the beef, and how people shouldn't come to me, and they want to go with their friends and stuff like that. So it's part of the game, though.
Okay, well, I hear that there's two sides of the game. So there's a lot of love, but there's obviously a lot of competition. So I have two questions to branch off from that. The first question is, how do you go about navigating the competition?
You have to be different, and you have to be innovative, and you have to consistently keep changing. So I say that in the sense that, once you start doing something that's working, I mean, people are going to start doing what you're doing,
right?
Whatever it is. It doesn't matter any industry, but especially in real estate, like the way I've kind of tried to brand myself, which has been 100% authentic to me. So everything that you see on Instagram is literally how I've been. And like, even the modeling stuff, people like, you had asked like, you're comfortable. I'm like, yeah, I have like the background for this. So I literally just mix that in with my real estate stuff. So it's everything that it's natural to me. Everything that you've gone through, you brought it to the table. Yeah, I just brought it to the table because it's like naturally like, this is me. So I'm actually just doing what I'm doing. Like, I know some people will say like I wear suits and all that stuff a lot. And then I'll hear like other agents say like, I don't really like wearing suits, but because they want to team up with me or something, they're gonna start wearing suits. And I'm like, you don't have to do that, because it's not really you. Like This is me. Like I'm not forcing anything. It's not me. This is like authentic to me, like, business wise. So yeah, I think the biggest thing is to, whenever people start to, you'll see like whenever you're doing something that's working. So I was doing like navigating a space that's working, and you'll see people kind of start to follow. Then it's like, all right, now I have to see like what's the next thing I could do to like switch things up. Yeah, so you always want to kind of like, that's how you really stay ahead of the competition, and you become like the trailblazer in the area. So that's kind of at least what I've done, and I've seen people kind of start to follow a little what I'm doing, and then I'll be like, all right, well now I'm going to switch up my content like this, do this, and you'll always be the person that's really leading, and everyone else will just be following you.
Leader was the first thing that came to mind. Okay. Yeah. So I'm hearing that basically everything that is unique to you is what brings value to your brand. So with thinking of how you're unique and how other people may be unique in their own way, is there anyone who is currently in your space or in a similar space that inspires you and you could potentially see yourself working with one day?
Do I have to shout them out, or do I can
just... It's up to you. I don't mind it.
Okay. I mean, there's a few guys. There's the main guy, I think, it's funny. There's this guy on Instagram, and he's just on Instagram. His name is Brad the Realtor. He's an example of someone who's making like a trailblazer. He's trailblazed his own way. Like he does these extremely comical videos with real estate, and he says bad words and stuff in his videos, which isn't like typical of a realtor. So he like created this space where he looks really different. Yeah. And now he's got other people kind of trying to follow him. So it'd be interesting if we ever teamed up or ever decided to do something. And then there's some other agents that I've been pretty close with. One's name's MJ. He's pretty big out here too. But it's just a few of those guys would be guys that I would actually want to sit down and actually talk to and kind of see if maybe we can do something. Just off the top of my head. There's more people, I promise. But those are like the two guys I can think of just off the top of my head that like, okay, maybe we can really do something different in Austin.
Okay. Well, I'm huge on manifesting, so that's one of the reasons I do want you to say stuff like that, because in a few years I'm going to come back and watch your videos on Instagram, and I want to see these people a part of your
we'll be collaborating, hopefully. We'll be God is good.
All right. I see it happening. Okay, so with that, I mean, you have left us with so many gems and so many things that not just real estate agents can learn from, but like I'm learning from it just as a creative in general, and just kind of trailblazing my own space and navigating quote unquote competition by just being my unique self, and even going off and collaborating with other people who I feel bring something unique to the table. So with that, is there a thought that you would like to leave anyone who watches this video with?
The biggest thought I could think of, at least right now, is to focus 100% of your attention on being the master at one thing. And I say that because I think a lot of people, they and the things that they want to do, they have too many things that they want to do. They flip-flop a lot. So some of them, they're like, oh, and I get these in interviews all the time. Like, I want to do real estate, but they got another business, and they got, they're 9 to 5. There's just a bunch of things that they're doing, and they're trying to grow their stuff. It's tough to grow when you're at the bottom on all of them, and you're trying to water every single one. Yeah. When it's way easier to become a master and like grow just one big tree per se, and then once you're at the top, it becomes very easy to like spread. Yes. Yeah. So like that's one of the biggest advice I would give to people, because people always ask me, they're into this, but then they also want to do real estate, and I'm like, look, it's okay to I understand the multiple streams of income and all that other stuff, but you want to be known and branded for one thing. Yeah. And when you're known and branded for one thing, it becomes way easier to be branded for other things. And there's plenty of examples, famous people that we know that I feel like that have kind of done that have just been focused really on one thing, and they're known for really that one thing. Yeah. But then, now they're in movies and then doing other stuff and stuff like that. So I would put, now I'll put your focus just on one thing is the biggest thing I would say to people.
All right. Well, I think that's a bar. Thank you so much for being a part of this journey and for all of your words of wisdom. Until next time.
Appreciate you.